Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is part 2 of the initial lecture, The Punishment of the Grave. In part 1, we have learned about the causes of punishment in the grave. Please, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, beware of the causes if you don't want to be hurt in the hayat. The main two reasons you have punishment is because of kufr and hypocrisy. If you are a kafir, you will say, I don't know, as an answer to munkar and nakir. But if you are a munafiq, you will say, I heard that people saying something, so I said something like what they said, as an answer to munkar and nakir. One of the most common reasons that cause adab al-qabr is impurity at the time of urination. Beware of the Prophet ﷺ passed by two qabrs next to him, and he said, these two are being punished, but they are not being punished for big things. Then he said, no, they are big things. As for one of them, he would not protect himself from his own urine and thus leave najasa. By the way, why is this sin the leading cause of adab al-qabr? This is because you are completely and entirely disobeying al-Quddus, meaning the purest, by being impure. Impurity cancels salah, and no salah is a major sin. There are some exceptional cases when you can't clean up in a public toilet, but that's fine if it's only temporary. It becomes prohibited only when you pray impurely. Now we have completed one of the two persons in the grave. The other is being punished because of malicious gossip. We will use the Arabic term namima, so he used to do namima. Now what is namima? It is taking slander, buhtan, or backbiting and ghiba to the person that was in the topic in that haram to cause separation between them. Buhtan is saying something false about someone behind their back, and ghiba is saying something true that the other won't like behind their back. All sins have adab attached to them, so there is no use in going through all of them. But there are some major sins that have different punishments allocated to them. They are riba, which is usury, lying, and laziness to prayer. I will mention an extract of one hadith that is in Sahih Muslim, so it's authentic. This hadith explains the punishment of all those sins. Samur ibn Jundub narrates that whenever the Prophet ﷺ prayed Fajr, he would turn around and he would ask, who amongst us saw a dream last night? And if anybody saw a dream, we would tell him that dream. One day, instead of asking us if we saw a dream, he said, I saw a dream last night. Two men came to me, and they took me to the Holy Land. Then he said, I saw a person sitting down, and there was a man that was standing on him. That man was hitting him with a scalp and carving one side of the head, and then he would do the same on the other side. By the time he completed on the other side, the first side will be cured. So then he had to keep on doing this back and forth. Then I said, what is the matter with this man? They said, keep on going, and we kept on going. Then we saw another man who was lying down on his back, and another man was hitting him with a rock. Whenever the rock hit him, it would roll away. Then the first man would go after the rock, and in the meantime, the other man would be cured. The first man would then come back and hit him with the rock again. And it would go on and on. I said, what is the matter with this man? They said, keep on going. Then he said, I saw a person that was in a river of blood, and another man was standing on the other side. And when the person in the middle of the river of blood tried to come out and get out of the river, he would be hit with a rock by the other man. Then because of that, he would be pushed back, and this would also be going on and on. I said, who is this? They said, keep on going. So we kept on going until I saw a beautiful garden with a large tree in it. There was an elderly man with lots of children around him. There also was a fire in front of the man. The two men told me to come, and I went into this garden. In that garden, I saw a house that was more beautiful than any other house I had ever seen. Then he says, I said to the two men, you have taken me on a long journey, and I explained what I saw. The two men explained that as for the one whom you saw, his head being split, this was the one who would lie, and his lie would spread to others. This would be done to him right till Yawm al-Qiyamah. As for the one whom you saw his head being crushed, he was a person whom Allah taught the Quran to, yet he would sleep the whole night and he would not act upon it during the day. And as for the one whom you saw in the river of blood, he had eaten riba. And as for the old man who was with the children around him, That was Ibrahim alayhi salam, and the children around him were the young kids who passed away without reaching maturity. And for the house that you saw, that is your house. And as for me, I am Jibreel, and as for him, he is Mikael. Then I said, can I enter my house? And they said, no, you still have life left in this dunya. When that life is over, then you can enter the house. Then I woke up. The meaning of this extract of the hadith will be later explained on the part 3 of the punishment of the grave. So be in tune for part 3. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.